Hello and welcome to Escape from Mount Backlog, one man's quest to defeat his game's library. And today we ask PC gaming's most feared and respected question. But can it run Crysis? The short answer is yes. As you can see, my rig can run Crysis. Back in the day, this question filled PC gamers with dread. They rushed out to buy shiny new graphics cards, only to have them literally melt when trying to run this game. It was a landmark in level complexity and world detail, and to quote Ben Yahtzee Croshaw from his Zero Punctuation review in 2007, Crysis is apparently designed for some hypothetical future computer from space. Developed by Crytek and released in 2007, development began as early as 2004 after the completion of Far Cry. Having sold off the rights to the Far Cry name to Ubisoft, the new game was christened Crysis, as the developers seemed to really love the word cry. It's in all their engines and all of their games. Possibly because the games cause that reaction while running on any rig. Crysis can thus be seen as a spiritual successor to the original Far Cry, as you're on an island and the enemies are regular soldiers until it goes hard sci-fi. In terms of technical requirements, the team spent a lot of time on CryEngine 2 that powers the game, including features like dynamic lighting, destructible environments, and trying to achieve photorealism. The art department spent time in Tahiti taking photographs and researching foliage to get the jungle to feel as real as possible. I'm going to assume they also had some pina coladas. You have to remember that we're talking 2007 here. 2007 was a landmark year in gaming, seeing such releases as Bioshock, Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, the original Mass Effect, the first Assassin's Creed, and Portal. Crysis outshone all comers in terms of not only graphical fidelity, but also interactivity of the world. Crysis was also one of the first games to make use of the DirectX 10 API. Unfortunately, I couldn't really find any more information on the development of Crysis, so in lieu of facts, let's just assume that they had an army of dwarves who fed a coal furnace Silicone to power the AI that created the engine with a pure hatred for its enslaved PC brethren. In terms of gameplay, the whole experience was built from the ground up to incorporate the nanosuit and its 4 core abilities. Say it with me now.
Maximum armor, maximum speed, maximum strength,
and
cloak.
The levels are large enough to accommodate any approach to an objective, whether you want to try and rush the front of a base guns blazing, run to the side and jump over walls, or just sneak in and take them from behind. They're also large enough that the AI will eventually give up and return to their paths if you mess up and need to book it. Then you can try again. Of course, the size and openness to objective completion were inherited from Far Cry, but I'm not complaining. Being able to try different approaches were what made Far Cry, and by extension Crysis, special. Back in 2007, most shooters were very linear affairs. Go through corridor A and kill enemies X, progress. Even if they had amazing stories to tell. The gunplay is really solid. If rated by the shotgun scale, patent pending, it ranks below Doom, because everything ranks below Doom on the shotgun scale, shut up, but higher than Duke Nukem 3D. In fact, maybe that should be its own video. Anyway, the gunplay is good. The nanosuit abilities are a joy to use and an art to master. Also, being able to switch weapon attachments on the fly is such a great inclusion. The pacing of the game is also quite good, considering the scale of the game, from sneaking on the coast with like 3 guys to take out, up to a full-blown alien assault on an aircraft carrier. I was never bored. The AI is also challenging at times, but fair. They don't have laser vision like in Far Cry, but the AI does employ tactics beyond just bum rushing you. Crysis has also aged pretty damn well for a decade-old game. It's still playable and enjoyable even by today's shooter standards. The only thing that really betrays its age is the general amount of polygons in each model. Some of them can look a bit jagged, but you can forgive that when you're in-game and everything looks as well realized as it does. So well realized, in fact, that it affected me. I have dreams or waking nightmares about events in this game. I'd reached the river outside the town. I checked my weapon. I saw an enemy across the river. He was relieving himself. He was alone. I knew this was my chance. Snuck up behind him. The earth started to shake, and I grabbed him. With this poor bastard in my hand, I proceeded to the minefield, hoping to use his body as bait. But I was seen, firing wildly into the fray. I couldn't hit the machine gunner. The soldier stood back up when I killed him. I realized they had seen me, so I retreated a bit, used my cloaking ability, and camped on a rock. I was sure that they were coming to get me. It was too quiet. I scanned east-west. The river was clear. A soldier was coming. Headshot. This disabled my cloak. I got off the rock. Decided this was maybe my only chance to make it to the village. Moving slowly through the brush, I saw the minefield was still there. They had laid it out across the entire grasslands in front of the village. I was afraid. I knew I had but one chance. So I moved out. There was no one in the pull box, so I moved forward, hugging the riverbank to my left. And that's when he saw me. I fired back. They were firing from behind me. I ran. I ran towards the pillbox, and I was saved. And that'll just about wrap up this episode of Escape from Mount Backlog. Have you played Crysis? How many graphics cards did you go through? Do you plan to play it? Is it stuck in your game's backlog? Please leave a comment down below. Also guys, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. We've almost got 50 subscribers, which is crazy. Road to 50 guys. Once we reach it, hell, I'll put up a poll so that people can vote on the next game. Those polls will be run on the social media, so check the description below to see a link to my Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram I'm not using, and I don't think you can run a poll on there. But anyway, Twitter, Facebook, and tune in next time when we'll dive into something a little more recent.